Hello, lovely people. This is Sakino on Sunday again. My last video, where I talked about completion, has gotten so many feedbacks and reviews and comments that I want to talk about the same theme today with a few additions that might clarify a few of the things I said. I talked about a very specific situation in my life. I told the story of the completion of my relationship with my ex-husband. And that was a very particular story, which of course cannot be generalized. Specifically, it cannot be generalized in one point that I was saying that created a few misunderstandings. Completion is a very personal inner process. And it does not, of course, always need the support of the people involved in that process. For instance, when I complete a life situation in my life, or I heal wounds from the past, especially wounds from my childhood, it does not necessarily need all the people that were involved in that situation that created that wound to be present to heal that wound. In that particular situation that I was talking about, entering the apartment of my ex-husband again, and that was felt like a completion of a whole 12-year-long process, that needed the agreement of the two people involved, meaning my ex-husband and his new wife, because I couldn't have entered their apartment without their consent. And this is what I meant. And for that I was very, very grateful. Many of you know that I am facilitating family and systemic constellations. And in family constellations especially, we very often complete a process with our family of origin. Those rituals that we do then are very different. But if I would say it needs the consent or even the presence of the people involved, we would hardly heal anything. Because most of the time, when we are dealing with old wounds from the past, the people who are involved are not present. And they would many times not even agree that what happened in that particular time would be hurtful for us. So to heal those old wounds, it is not needed that those people are present or agreeing or supporting. This is a healing process inside ourselves. And what it means is that we allow whatever emotions, feelings, body sensations come with that process, we allow those sensations and emotions to be there until they are completed. and then letting go of them. I can tell you another very personal story about completion in a different way. This story concerns one of the members of my family of origin. Many years we used to be close. And then a couple of years ago, something happened. And I tried to get in touch with that member of the family. I will not expose who that member of the family is. So something happened, and I tried everything, honestly everything, to solve that situation of conflict. And I did not get any response. And I mean no response whatsoever. It actually was a very painful process for a couple of years. And I was always hoping that one day that person would get in touch with me and talk with me so we could find a way to make up with each other. But it never happened. What I did to complete that situation was an approach which I sometimes have practiced, which comes from, I think, Hawaiian tradition of, it's called Ho'oponopono. And it helped me to find inner peace with that unresolved situation. Because sometimes we are in a situation that the facts themselves cannot be resolved resolved. And then we have to find our inner peace with that. So what I did was, many times over and over I did that. I said those sentences to myself. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And this I am sorry, I related to I am sorry for whatever I did to contribute to this situation that is so painful. And please forgive me means I hope that I am forgiven for my imperfections, and not by the person, but maybe by the creator existence, the life force, I don't know who, but that somehow the forgiveness is happening inside of me, that I can also forgive myself for being imperfect. And the I love you is addressed to myself. I love you, Sakino, for being who you are, with whatever is part of you. And I love you, the other person, for whoever you are. So, completion can also be a painful process. Can mean letting go of something that stays unresolved until the whatever time. And this is an inner process. It means I am looking at myself. I am processing whatever is inside of me. I am allowing whatever is there inside of me. I'm accepting myself with all those things that are happening inside of me. All the lovable parts, all the not so lovable parts, and I try to find a space inside myself, or a place inside myself, where I can accept myself exactly who I am. And when I can do that with myself, I believe and I experience that then I can also allow myself to accept the other with whoever they are. And this is a kind of completion that does not involve another person to do it. It may involve a therapist or a coach to help me to do that process. And then there is another point that I want to address, which also came up in the feedbacks to my last video, that completion can happen at any time. And I do not fully agree to that, because I think, referring to what I said before, we need to be ready to complete and let go. We cannot just say, okay, let's just let go of all the things. Because, I mean, there are a few teachers who say things like that, but I don't agree with them. Because my personal experience, and also my experience with working with people for such a long time now, is completion needs the right time. When you force it, it doesn't work. You cannot force inner processes. It's not possible. My being, my soul, my body, mind, soul system needs to be ready, needs to agree, needs to be fully allowing completion to happen. And sometimes completion goes along with a lot of pain also, a lot of grieving. Because letting go and completing something includes the grieving process. Thank you for listening. And I hope that my thoughts are supportive for you. I wish you a peaceful day, and whatever you do, it's whatever you do at this time in your life.